Good day, family. I was asked by Angie to give some comments about her late father, Elder James. In the community, they called him Uncle Sonny, but you know, I'm too young and have too much respect for him to call him Uncle Sonny. So I call him Elder James. I remember so much about him. Uh, I was a member of St. Stephen's Missionary Baptist Church growing up before we moved over to Antioch Missionary Baptist Church, and there was always this friendly competition with with Jones Chapel between all the three churches on the hill in Duncan. Never forget that. The battle from the Sopranos to who was the best tambourine player to yeah, back then it was just so different, and no, and having and him being a part of that culture of spiritual growth and community was so impactful. But there was a program I want to speak on called C.I.T.Y, and I believe it stood for Community Interested in Today's Youth. I believe that's what the I stood for. I still have that T-shirt. I can still wear it, but I have to cut off the sleeves, because that was back in early '90s. Man, I was in middle school and high school. But what I love so much about that program and the vision behind that program, as I was growing up, I had a lot of cousins. So we had a lot of people who still lived in Duncan back then, cousins who were athletes. There's just a lot of family and friends around. And during that time, what we also we needed more programs, because some of the programs that were available to us, whether it's through Douglas, the community center, or around the city, were fading away due to lack of funding. But Elder James stepped up and created this initiative that allowed young adults and youth to learn, to have mentors through sports, educational opportunities, crafts, all these different things to keep us occupied. But we were around our friends, and you had spiritual leadership. There were Bible studies. There was all these things that we needed, not to keep us from getting in trouble, but they were designed to make us better citizens to serve Duncan and beyond Duncan. And Elder James, well, I'll never forget, is the visionary behind that. And those are the type of community initiatives that we need in Duncan. Although I no longer live in Duncan, I do definitely still see the need. And I'm glad we at least have the blueprint of a program that existed during my younger days growing up in Duncan that we can still use now. So I'm thankful that Elder James created something that we have the blueprint to recreate something new, to invest in our community in Duncan, especially on the Hill. I enjoyed that now, even when I consider programs that I want to create as an adult and as a full-time entrepreneur. I think about the impact that C.I.T.Y had an impression on my heart, and hoping that I would have the same impression on youth that participate in the programs we create here through my businesses. So Uncle Sonny, Elder James is definitely going to be missed. Um, prayers to the family in Duncan. We're all family. Prayers to the family, and his legacy isn't done. His legacy is not over. But I'm definitely fortunate to be a part of the C.I.T.Y program. I might just find my shirt and wear it in memory of Elder James.